On the 7th of March 2025, the port city of Bahía Blanca in the Buenos Aires province of Argentina confronted a deluge unlike any in its modern history. In just a few hours, more than 300 millimeters of rain fell, an amount many times greater than the usual monthly or even annual totals. Homes, hospitals, roads, entire neighborhoods were submerged. At least 16 people lost their lives. Dozens more were missing. This is the story of the storm, the human toll, and the urgent questions of climate, infrastructure, and resilience. Bahía Blanca is a coastal city some 600 kilometers south of Buenos Aires, historically a port and industrial hub. Its geography includes low-lying areas, streams and canals such as the Naposta and the Maldonado that drain the surrounding basin. In the early hours of 7th of March, a warm, humid air mass built over the region, then collided with a cold front from the south. The result, extraordinarily intense rainfall, estimated at 290 to 330 millimeters in just 12 hours in some locations. This rainfall was equivalent to nearly half the annual average in some places. One meteorological study described the event as having a return period of more than 100 years. As rain poured, drainage and stormwater systems were overwhelmed. Streets turned into rivers. The Naposta and Maldonado waterways overflowed, inundating neighborhoods like General Terry and Ingeniero White. In one harrowing scene, the Jose Pena Hospital had to be evacuated, nurses carrying infants through waist-deep water.
The city's mayor described the situation. "We have to rebuild the city."
Electricity was cut in many zones. Emergency services scrambled. Residents sought higher ground. What had begun as a storm became a catastrophic flood. Behind each statistic lies a human story. Two little girls, aged 1 and 5, were swept away while seeking refuge with their mother on their car's roof. A driver who tried to save them lost his life.
We looked at the street and saw a river. We saw cars, trucks, containers, everything floating by.
Thousands of people were displaced. Thousands more witnessed their homes, possessions, memories inundated. The local agricultural and livestock belts, already vulnerable, were submerged, their livelihoods at risk. Initial estimates placed infrastructure damages at around USD 400 million. 6 bridges along the Naposta stream were destroyed, countless homes and businesses damaged, power and internet outages widespread. The national government declared 3 days of mourning and approved 10 billion pesos, or USD 9.2 million, in emergency aid. But for many residents, rescue and relief were only the first step. Rebuilding would be long and hard. Several factors combined to create the disaster. Meteorology. Suddenly, massive rainfall over a short period, 290 millimeters in 12 hours in some places. Geography, infrastructure. The city's low-lying lands, the Naposta and Maldonado waterways, and aging drainage systems meant water had few places to go. Urbanization and preparedness. Rapid development and insufficient stormwater capacity contributed to vulnerability. Climate change. A report found that the heat and humidity-laden air mass that preconditioned the storm would have been virtually impossible without climate change. In short, extraordinary weather met structural vulnerability. Recovery began almost immediately, but rebuilding will take years. Schools closed, public transport disrupted, local commerce and industry hit hard. Experts say this event should serve as a warning. As the planet warms, extreme rainfall events, those once in a century, will become more frequent. Cities like Bahía Blanca must invest in drainage, early warning systems, and climate-adaptive infrastructure. Communities must prepare, not just for the next storm, but for a new normal. The cost of inaction is measured not merely in dollars, but in lives, in grief, in displacement. In one unforgettable night, this city was tested. Floodwaters rose, lives changed forever. But amid the destruction, the story of Bahía Blanca is also one of resilience. Neighbors pulled neighbors out of the water. Strangers brought food and blankets. An entire city asked, how do we make sure this never happens again? For Bahía Blanca, and indeed for all our cities, the question is no longer if the next extreme event comes, but when. And when it does, will we be ready? Thank you for watching When the Waters Rose, Bahía Blanca 2025.